Hunter x Hunter has just shocked everyone. The strongest Nen user we have ever seen, even more gifted than Gon and KILLUA, the grandson of Isaac Netero himself, and most people's favorite to win the succession war. Fourth Prince Tserriednich has just been killed by the next Nen god, first Prince Benjamin. Now, the prince might be able to Izanagi his way out of the bullets, but the real deadly virus is still in Benjamin's hands. Bro is a walking death trap through his TSK-17 virus vials that can be activated with a button. Even if Tserriednich manages to kill Benjamin somehow after faking his death, it will be too late, as Benji will transform into the Nen god through his will passing into his guardian spirit beast. However, with how strong Tserriednich has gotten in just the last few days of learning Nen, this man is progressing at an exponential rate. The only other character we can even compare Fourth Prince's abilities to is the Ant King Meruem. But there are way too many plans within plans being played throughout the succession war, and one that I know you guys will be especially interested to hear about are Gon and KILLUA. We got written confirmation from Kurapika that both the boys are being recruited to search for baby Wobble on the outside. Plus, we might soon switch perspectives to them as they go and meet up with Oito's sister, who holds the real baby Wobble. Currently, according to the time it takes for letters to reach the known world via drones or speedboats, we might be switching to Gon and KILLUA around day 15 of the succession war. Imagine Togashi has all the princes in room 1001, and then we cut to Gon and KILLUA for 10 chapters. But honestly, I miss those boys so much, I wouldn't mind a 10 chapter mini arc of them instead of the succession war, because that shit has my brains fried, guys. Either way, this chapter, martial law has officially been called. All the princes are panicked and trying to figure out their own plans on how to survive this ordeal, because you can't just go around breaking the laws of Kakin to win the succession war. You could be charged for treason, so when the leader of the military sees it necessary to decree martial law, you have no choice but to relinquish all control to the army. Fourth Prince Tserriednich is just chilling, locked in on his Nen training. He can't even register that big bro Benjamin is out to kill him legally right now. Fifth Prince Subepa is escorted out of her room without resistance. However, seventh Prince Lazarus is missing, with Sotobi theorizing that he is hiding with the mob boss Broccoli. Lazarus was definitely scared of the drugs implicating him. Like, bro threw away all of his narcotics, and it would have just given Benji an easier excuse to execute him, so this escape attempt makes a lot of sense for him. Regardless, we could even finally get the reveal that Broccoli is Lazarus's real father, since he looks way too much like his uncle. Furthermore, the Char family are supporting the Phantom Troops' search for Hisoka, which means Lazarus could meet them and he might get cooked in the upcoming war with the spiders. Or Benjamin gets him first, especially because of Benjamin's man Kanjidol killing Lazarus's troops and using his encounter with Ridge, a hunter, as an excuse to get all the hunters killed for treason. Now, this whole situation is really bad for Kurapika. Queen Oito is already exposed, thanks in no small part to Kurapika's little stunt revealing that the real 14th prince is not with them. Meaning, for the act of swapping the real 14th prince with a fake, she is under house arrest for committing blasphemy against the royal family. Now, it is clear that Benjamin is looking for the real Prince Wobble, making Kurapika's job even harder. However, some of the princes are smart enough to know how big of a decision this is for Benjamin, as martial law is supposed to be the first prince's ultimate ability, meaning he has spent his strongest card. So either bro is confident that the succession war ends within the martial law period, or his situation is so dire that he was forced to declare it as a last resort. To us, the readers, we know it's mostly the latter, because Benjamin is infected with the deadly TSK-17 virus, putting him on a 10-hour time limit before he slips into a coma and dies. So he needs to immediately kill the competition and become the Nen God King of Kakin. king, transforming himself as an immortal nen beast that will keep his son and descendants safe and in line for the sake of the kingdom. As risky as this plan sounds, Benjamin and his new closest soldier, Beyond Netero's son Furikov, have no choice due to Beyond Netero's Nen curse. 2 months ago, when the seed urn ceremony began, Furikov's Hatsu Combo Master Full Metal Alchemist activated. This ability gives him a laptop that analyzes his body's condition, which immediately spots the Nen curse inside of him. He instantly deduces who is most likely responsible, so he calls Beyond Netero, who is delighted that one of his children is speaking to him, but he does not say which prince is attached to Furikov. But through the timing of the notification from Furikov's ability, we know that it has to be one of the first 8 princes, as the latter ones hadn't taken part in the ceremony yet. Beyond is such a little snake that he actually even hints that it could be Benjamin, so Furikov better stay in line, or it may not be the first prince and Furikov can just Alt F4 himself, killing one of the top contender princes, which makes the succession war easier for his dear Benjamin. Plus, through Benjamin Baton, he can give his OP Hatsu to the prince. It's a win-win. So if he is that curious about the curse, he should just die. With this phone call reveal of Furikov and Beyond 2 months ago, I'm starting to think that this entire Nen God plan is due to Beyond rage baiting Furikov. It would be the funniest reveal if Furikov's curse was linked to 8th Prince Sale, who is already dead. Furikov did not outplay Beyond by betraying him, because in their call, Beyond already knows how loyal Fury is to his prince and how much he hates his father. Beyond already planned this from day one. I'm telling you guys, Beyond is giving Furikov info he would easily buy, since Benjamin is most likely to continue the old regime, which in turn means long-term support in the form of letting Beyond control some Kakin colonies to run his Dark Continent voyage, not realizing that Beyond's ultimate plan is to secure the broken, busted post-mortem Nen of the Seed Urn and the Huigiro family itself. All he cares about is being the reason for humanity's advancement into the next unknown and the Dark Continent. Of course, Furikov attempts to outsmart Beyond with his Nen ability, thinking he can just stay beside him as a guard to analyze Beyond's curse. But he is horrified to learn that Beyond's curse will take 365 days or a full year to analyze and 700 days or 2 years to produce an antidote. That's because the Nen curse took years to form by sapping bits of aura within Furikov, who Beyond confirms is around 20 to 30 years old. That's how long Bro has been planning this. I wouldn't be shocked if Beyond has a plan for every prince that might win the succession war. All he did for 3+ decades was plan for this succession war and smashed hella Kakin baddies. This 1 5-minute call with Beyond is all it took for Furikov to be set in a path which has concluded with the martial law being declared right now. Another interesting detail that Beyond cheekily reveals is that First Prince Benjamin and his soldiers have never been involved with the Carne Lavar, the disgusting sex orgies that are part of the Kakin tradition. Yup, Benjamin is not in the Kakin files, you guys, and is 100% clean. This is genius by Togashi. Every chapter since his introduction, Benjamin's characterization has gone from a savage brute to a layered, complex character. He isn't a fucking psychopath like Tserriednich, even showing a decent bit of compassion for 11th Prince Fugetsu when he sees the young girl surrounded by cursed spirits. Behind his brutish, violent appearance, Benjamin is a patriot who sees himself as just a leaf in the great Kakin tree, with all his soldiers as his equals. He expects his men to share his devotion to his vision, much like Krollo tells the spiders to prioritize his orders over his own life, a complete contrast to 4th Prince Tserriednich, whose new Nen beast literally forces you into slavery and doing what the fourth prince tells you, and you can't even lie to him. Moreover, although Benjamin respects Kakin tradition, he does not indulge himself in the pleasures of the flesh, and by Beyond's standards, this is commendable, which does make Benjamin stand out from the other upper princes who have selfish motives for wanting the throne, but this does not make him a saint. Benjamin still wants to preserve Kakin's glorious history. He may not be a diddler, but Benjamin views Kakin as a number one, meaning all the violence of the succession war, any other means to oppress the lower classes, will still be fair game for Benjamin, as long as Kakin survives and becomes the strongest. That is the real ideological conflict between Benjamin and the 9th Prince Hulkenberg, while the beef with 4th Prince is more about the fucked up Diddy Epstein stuff. In fact, the succession war is the only way for Benjamin to survive, and in his mind, only way for Kakin to survive, because imagine Kakin being ruled by 4th Prince. Everything is cooked, bro. But once he fuses with his guardian spirit beast, he will need to be nourished by the sacrifices and post-mortem Nen of his own descendants. This type of sacrifice is what built Kakin, cementing its existence in the world, and he wants to conserve that. But before all that happens, Benjamin still needs to kill the two biggest hurdles for his Nen God plan, and he begins with his sister, 2nd Prince Camilla, who is in the middle of a massage. Bro is not wasting any time as he fires a rain of bullets around his sister, who in turn fires back with her handgun. But Benjamin has full body armor bot. Bullets from a classic only does 30 damage. Now, the reason Benjamin fired his bullets around her and not her is of course because of Camilla's Nen ability, Cat's Name, which allows her to use the life force of her killer to revive every time she gets killed, meaning she is practically immortal. Her Nen ability is the perfect counter to Benjamin's operation as it wastes his time, so Benjamin looks for other ways to end her. Starving doesn't work because Camilla can hibernate for 3 months with no issue, while Benjamin debates his options. Moswana, the have-not assigned to Benjamin, kills herself and activates the have-not Nen curse that Camilla set up, which makes Benjamin even uglier than he already is. Bro, this entire page of the sequence of Benjamin being taken over by the curse is magnificent, man. Togashi has been cooking so hard when it comes to these curse pages. It is amazing to look at. Camilla reveals that Moswana spent 10 years of her whole life being devoted to Benjamin. Bro, 10 years? Beyond Netero has his kid next to Benjamin for over 20, bro. Lock in! 10 years is nothing. Moswana was following Benjamin's every move, looking at his picture every day. All the requirements for the curse was set, meaning this might be the strongest curse from Camilla's have-nots, but Benjamin tanks it like a champ. However, he will die within half a day due to the curse, but bro is already dying because of TSK-17. Camilla does not know this, but she's about to find out because Benjamin asks Camilla who will die first, Benjamin with his incurable illness or Camilla receiving Benjamin's infected life essence, including the incurable virus. You see, for Camilla to take someone's life force, the cat's Nen beast she summons pulverizes the target's body, then converts it into life force that is transformed from its tail to her mouth. If that body is infected with an incurable disease, it also means the converted life force Camilla drinks is tainted. Basically, it is a game over for Camilla now. She is out of the running with a sick Benjamin as her ultimate counter. That leaves Benjamin's arch nemesis, his evil brother 4th Prince Tserriednich, who is in the middle of his Zetsu training, fully prepared to face his big bro. That's because Tserriednich is copying his brother Hulkenberg's plan by faking his own death. It almost feels like 4th Prince barely even cares about the succession contest at this point. It's like he found a new toy to play with called Nen, and his entire being is devoted to mastering this new facet of reality, because we know how fascinated he is with oddities of the world, like the Kurta clan. It is a beefed up hobby, yet we have seen another out of the ordinary nen user in Neon Nostrad who also enjoyed flesh collecting. Furthermore, fourth prince views his killing and mutilating of women as a form of art and self-expression. So using nen, your very life force, to create his new pieces could be one of the propelling forces for his training. Either way, the prince planned to off himself with Salakov's handgun and hide in a coffin, but by killing himself, he can activate his nen ability Parallel Future. Salakov, Theta's replacement trainer, is letting this all play out, but he is counting on first Prince Benjamin to fight Tserriednich so that he can finally figure out how Parallel Future works. When Theta tried to kill Tserriednich while he was in Zetsu, Tserriednich just came back to life. With Benjamin, an even more experienced nen user, Tserriednich will be put into his greatest challenge yet. Honestly, like bro, Tserriednich has balls of steel, man. Like, he is facing a nen user with more experience than he does, using an ability that is not even complete yet. That's some next level Isaac Netero shit right there. He is Isaac Netero's grandson, I'm telling you guys. But before Tserriednich can do anything, Benjamin breaks down his door and spots one of Tserriednich's men, Danjin, and his aura. Since Danjin joined Kurapika's nen lectures, because of that, Benjamin considers having Kurapika as a lecturer for his army, so he can teach nen quickly to most of his men. Finally, they come face to face, surprised to see that his despicable brother is in Zetsu state, confirming that he has a nen. Tserriednich prepares to challenge his big bro, but before he can finish his sentence, Benjamin fires his big ass gun to wipe out Tserriednich from the face of the earth, because like, he's in Zetsu. He's not using any nen hatsu or trickery. Nothing is happening right now. Benjamin does not know that the activation condition for Parallel Future is you gotta be in Zetsu. And that's why this is a big fucking mistake than even offing Camilla, because now Benjamin is under the spell of Tserriednich's broken nen ability. To simplify, Parallel Future is basically King Crimson from JoJo's, where the user under the state of Zetsu and while closing his eyes sees 10 seconds ahead into the future, while no time passes in the real world. Then, when he opens his eyes, Tserriednich can change his actions, but everyone else sees the dream Tserriednich watched earlier play out in real time, being normal and unchanged, unaware that Tserriednich has done something else. Just like Camilla, Tserriednich makes him killable on purpose because Zetsu, or shutting off your aura, turns him into a defenseless human. So, by Benjamin falling right into Tserriednich's trap here, he is under the fourth prince's genjutsu. Tserriednich could troll Benjamin thinking he has won, or even take him out just like that, but there is a silent killer on the side of Benjamin, TSK-17. We saw in chapter 413 how many vials the first prince possessed. He could have easily activated it using the boot mechanism and infected the fourth prince. They are definitely about to be in range. Honestly, they are in range. Since you don't notice its symptoms or effects until hours later, Tserriednich could be walking around all fine and then bam, bro is done for. Furthermore, this will not be an easy win for Tserriednich because of Benjamin's guardian spirit beast, which could fuse with Benjamin and his Benjamin baton to become an immortal nen god. But I feel like Tserriednich has buffed his second guardian nen beast even more, the one he created after learning Parallel Future, which is a medium for Parallel Future, and that was days ago. What if now Bro can even use Parallel Past, meaning if the TSK virus has infected him, he can jump back and edit that out. The possibilities for this ability are terrifying, especially in the hands of fourth prince. Only thing that could be of a bigger threat is beyond Netero's nen curse, which through its accumulated nen would be able to kill Tserriednich instantly if activated. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. This was a crazy fucking chapter. Hunter x Hunter is getting so good now. This new chapter, guys, it wasn't a novel. I barely had to do any reading. It was amazing. All the pages had action. Thank you, Tagashi. I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.